So what's your speculation then? It must have been Sandra.
Hello.
Hello. Let's give Sandra a big room. Gregory Charles.
Yeah, I don't think it was Gregory.
Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm gonna mute.
Same to you. We ready? Let's go. We're ready.
Oh.
So Val is going to do this tonight. Hopefully Anne will be here. Make sure you have this band. You know, we're going to do the bands and your 10 pounders or whatever your heavier weights are. Take your feet to the width of the mat. So you want to be lifting up through your thighs and squeezing your glutes. Keep that activation and raise the arms up and just hold them maybe halfway up. You want to be reaching them out and staying nice and broad through the shoulders. Now you're going to take the left arm, cross it over, so you get a nice little stretch behind the back of the shoulder. Try to keep the shoulder down, away from the ear. Now let's do the same on the opposite side. Keep lifting those thighs and squeezing your glutes. And then we're going to pull the elbows back. We're going to fold halfway down. Push all your weight into the back of the feet. Keep your face from falling down, so you want to keep the neck nice and long, then come back up. Now reach the arms back up where you have them and spread them nice and wide. And let's do that again. Elbows get nice and high behind you. Squeeze them into each other also. So you get that really big upper back activation. Come back up, lift the arms. And one last time down. You're going to hold this down. Keep trying to pull those elbows towards each other. And now release the arms down. So just let them dangle. Your palms are facing each other. And we're going to sweep them and lift them up and out to the side. And then release them again. Stay nice and long through your spine, no hunchbacks. And just keep going here. Up as high as you can with your arms as long as you can get them. And lift and lower and do it a couple more times. Keep your legs almost straight, but don't walk out at the knee. Hold it up. Come back up. Flip your palms now and take the arms back. Really try to move them backwards. Nice. Hold it. Should feel like work. Like this in and of itself should not feel easy because you're activating by trying to touch both sides of your room. Now, left arm's going to go straight up. Right arm's just going to hang down and relax. And then flip it and do the same on the opposite side. Let the left arm go. Get the right arm really long and active. A few more. Here's your last one. Pull those elbows back again. This time when we fold forward, push your weight even further back and go a little bit beyond halfway. So you're really getting into your glutes and your upper hamstrings. Should feel a nice little tug back there. Come on back up. And let's do that again. Nice slow going down. A little bit beyond halfway. Keep those elbows up. Don't let them fall. You're still working and activating muscle back there. Come back up slowly. And one more time, because third time is the charm. Keep the elbows high. Nice. Now release the hands to the floor. Walk out to a plank. So you're in a high plank with your shoulders over the wrists. And now we're going to meet in down dog. So you're pulling through the arms, but not so much that you can't see them through your peripheral vision. Now let's sweep that left leg up. Just hold it up. Just a breath or two. And then switch to the other one. Lift the right one up. And let's keep oscillating between the two. Nice. And when you get the left leg up, I want you to keep it up and open the hip. Bend at the knee and lift from the knee a little further up. Make sure your neck is relaxed. You can see your arms through your peripheral vision. And let's do the same with the right leg. Lift it up. Open that hip. Bend at the knee and then really go for it. Try to keep equal weight in both your arms. Nice. Now let's bring it back to plank. And let's put the knees down. Walk your hands in so the wrists are under the shoulders. We're going to do some cat-cows here to loosen up that low back. And go the other way. And just keep oscillating between the two, but find a pace. If you want to hang out in one because you feel tight, or switch up the angle by pulling the hips back a little, I kind of like to play with it and figure out where it's best to be. Okay, I want you to come back to a neutral spine. So you're in your quadruped position, your toes are tucked under. Let's take the right arm, reach it forward with your palm facing in, and then switch, do the same with the left. And while you start to alternate, pay attention to the weight in your core. Try not to let it shift left to right. You want to keep it all nice and tight. Okay, now adding on here, we're going to take the right arm out and slide your left toes backwards, but keep them on the floor. And then just keep doing the same thing, oscillating side to side. You're just sliding the foot back and then bringing it in. Okay, now this time, last round here, we're going to take the right arm out and lift the left leg off the floor. Reach it nice and long, and then switch sides. This is a great way to wake up the core. A lot of work going on here, especially if you're able to keep the body as quiet as possible. You're just moving the limbs. Do one more on each side, and then we're going to take it to a child's pose for 5 big breaths, and then start our workout. So open up your knees. You can be on the tops of your feet. You're going to sit it back to your heels. Relax your forehead. This is all about stretching out your lower back. So take big, huge, big breaths. Okay, good job. Come on back up on all fours. Tuck the toes back under. Go back to your cat-cows. Should feel like you get a little bit more range, maybe a little less tight, hopefully after that child's pose. Really, when you round the back, that's when you really want to be pushing away from the earth. So you're trying to create as much openness between those shoulder blades as you can get. Let's just do 1 or 2 more. Okay, from here, we're going to go to bear. So you're just going to lift the knees 1 inch off the floor and just hold it here and then put them back down. Kind of take a breath, little reprieve, and then start again. Lift and lower. So it's a pretty slow pace. You're only up a little bit. And then we're back down. Keep going. While you do this, you want to make sure you're hollowing out your stomach. Okay, so from here, we're going to transition to a low plank. So the elbows are going to come down. You're going to slide your knees back a little bit. Get into your low plank position with your elbows under the shoulders. Just hold it and then put the knees back down like you were just doing in bear. And then come off the knees again. And put them back. When we're lifting up, we're going to a completely straight leg. And then lower, and lift. Make sure you're not dropping the face. Lower, we have 2 more. Lift. Lower. And last one. And lower. Okay, walk your elbows back. Come back up onto all fours. And you're right back to those cat-cows. Round the back, look at your knees. Chest comes forward, look up. And do that a few more times. Maybe drift your hips a little further back. Okay, so from here, we're going to come off the knees into a very small downward facing dog. So we should have our heels down on the floor. Now, elevate onto the toes, nice and high. So it's kind of feeling like a bit of a handstand. You got a lot of weight going into the arms. Now drive those heels back to the floor. And lift back up as high as you can get on the toes. This is really good for your feet. Drive the heels to the floor. And one more time, lift back up. Nice and high. And drive the heels down. Hold it here, just a breath or 2. Now I'm going to have you walk your hands forward. So you're in more of a down dog that's your normal size, where if you're just holding this and breathing, your heels are not on the floor. So find that perfect spot to kind of stretch out the calves. And now we're going to start to pedal our feet. So drive one heel down, relax the other one, and then switch. You'll notice I'm hanging out for maybe 2 or 3 breaths before going back to the other side. Calves often get tight and don't really get an opportunity to lengthen back out. So it's important to make the time, switch again, just keep oscillating side to side, hang out where you like. Now, maybe try to push both heels down at the same time. If you're like me, you're starting to feel it in your arms. Stay here a breath or 2 more, worth it. Okay, we're going to come off the arms. Walk your feet forward. Meet me in a full forward fold. So you're just hanging out, unweighting your whole upper body. Let's cross the arms to help you just kind of dangle here. Important to breathe, big breaths. Okay, hands above your knees. You're going to come up slowly. There we go. Round the shoulders. Take a nice big deep breath. Sweep the arms up. Reach for the ceiling. Try to get your arms really long. Take your gaze, look up. And relax the arms. Great job. Okay, say goodbye to your warm up. We're starting to work out. Can't wait. Grab a quick sip of water. Cheers. Happy Valentine's Day. See, we're loving our body, and that's why we're doing this. Because we love ourselves. We want to stay healthy. Okay, pick up those weights. We're going to start out alternating between a deadlift and a squat. So one of each. So deadlifts first. Come on down. And then back up. And try not to round your back, right? And then give me a nice little squat. And let's just repeat this. So I like to start a little slow, so I get everything kind of in sync, working the way it should. And again, you can always limit your range of motion if that feels better. Okay, so adding on, we're going to add in a row. So we're going to do one squat, one deadlift, come all the way back up, go halfway down, and row. Elbows come up nice and high, release slow, come up, and we're right back to the squat. So squat down, deadlift, back up. We're going to row one time, come back up, and right back to the squat. Make sure you're trying to weight the back of the body when you squat and do these leg exercises. Come on down, give me that nice row. Now when we come up, adding on, we're going to do one shoulder press and a curl, hammer, curl, and press the other side. Okay, so let's put it all together. So we got a squat, we have a deadlift, we have a row, come back up, we have a hammer curl to a press. Let's do that again, only because it's so awesome. And if you feel like you can go a little quicker, feel free to go a little quicker. We'll all meet in the end. Okay, this next one we're going to add on. So come back, squat, deadlift, row, hammer curl press, hammer curl press. Now do both together. Hammer curl, both up and back down to your squat. Back to your deadlift. Back to the row. Curl press, one arm. Curl press the other. Curl press both together. Then back to, whoops, I made a mistake. Squat. Then the deadlift. Then the row. Hammer curl one. Hammer curl the other. And do them both together. Back to your squat. We're going to do one more round of this. Deadlift. Row. One arm. Other arm. Both arms. Nice. Okay. In this position, come down and give me 10 rows. So fold halfway down, 10 rows. Okay, come back up. Give me 10 bicep curls. Shoulder the weights. 10 presses one side at a time. Nice. Keep those hips back and your glutes working. Four, three, two, and one. Okay. We finally get to put these weights down. Keep them close to you though, because when we do a bridge today, we're going to use them while we work our inner thighs. But we're going to start out with your little band. So lying down, wrap the band around your feet. It's one of my favorite exercises, working your outer hips. Okay, so lying all the way down, however you get there, get those legs up, nice and straight. Band just above the ankles, open out, close slow. So there are no holds right now. You're just opening and closing. Maybe 3 or 4 counts each way. Try to be consistent with your pace going out as it is coming in. Hopefully you're grooving to some fun music. Getting a little sweat on today. That nice healthy glow in our faces. Little endorphin activation. Okay, hold out. Just hold. Yeah, I know, I feel it. I hope you do too. Hopefully you're using the hardest band you have. Hold and breathe. 5, 4, get the feet wider. 3, 2, now go open and close again at the same pace you started. And the same range of motion is your job here. You have 4 more. Slow and steady. Keep your legs straight. Hold this last one out. Now you do a little pulse in and out. Very small. Keep your butt down. Your back is on the floor. Your belly is pressing down. You're moving those feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Hopefully, they were screaming at you. Okay, put your feet on the floor. So I said to grab those heavy weights. We're just going to hold them on our hips. So hopefully you got them close by. Bridge it up while you hold those weights. You still have the band around your feet. It's not going to bother you. Just focus on your bridge. So we're going to start with our feet hip width apart. I'm just going to have you squeeze your knees while you hold this. So this is working your glutes, your core, and your inner thighs. But the focus is the inner thighs. So get as much squeeze with the knees as you can. Now open them back out. Slowly lower your hips back down 1 vertebrae at a time. Do that pelvic tilt. Bring it back up. Bring the knees to squeeze. You're creating as much force as is humanly possible. Open the knees back up. Lower the booty. Roll the pelvis up. Bridge it up. It's almost like 2 moves. Pull the knees into squeeze. Keep the back of the arms off the floor and give me a bigger squeeze. Open the knees. Lower the globe. Pelvic tilt. Rise back up. Squeeze your knees. Harder. Open. Squeeze again. Stay up. Opening. Squeezing. And keep that going. So 3, 2, 1, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, open. That's your pace. And if you're not sweating, I don't know. You might need to squeeze a little more. Got a lot of good stuff going on here. So good that we just shouldn't stop. We're going to take this to that little, oh my God, how much longer is she going to make us do this? We're going to take it to that. So once those thoughts get into your head, because you feel tremble and burning, and oh my goodness, ignore them and keep going. Just don't cave in the first time our brain says, wow, this is getting hard. You got to work through it. It's called mental toughness. Find it. And if you're not making those squeezes as big as possible over 3 counts, you are missing out. You have 2 more, that's it. Make them fabulous. Okay, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Take your legs, extend them all the way down along the floor. Your weights off to the side. We're going for a full stretch here. Point your toes. Reach the body nice and long. Great, doesn't that feel good? Okay, now we're going to bring those knees up and into the chest. You still have your bend. Reason for that, obvious. We're going to do another round. So get the legs up, feet flexed. You want to switch up the angle a little bit and make it more for your 6-pack muscle. Work the legs a little further out. Keep that low back on the floor. And then open up as wide as you can. And close. 3 or 4 counts out. 3 or 4 counts in. You can look at your feet and the band and make sure it's not jerky. It should be nice and smooth. Like you're the boss here. Smooth and steady. Okay, hold it out. Give me that pulse. Now, if your belly has puffed out, I want you to bring it back down. Hold that activation in the belly. Just breathe while you do this. 10 more seconds. Okay, now hold it out. Yes, you can. 5, wider. 4, 3, 2, and release the band. You can get rid of the band. Say bye-bye. Until next time. Okay. Grab your heavy weights. You're going to stay down. We're going to work our chest and arms and triceps. Oh my goodness, we have so much to do. So like we did the lower body with compound exercises, we're going to sort of switch these up. So we're going to do 1 chest press with the elbows going out wide. When you get to the top, turn your palms so they face each other. And do that 5 times. So you're sort of adding a rotation. Once the weights are back up, your palms face. When they go down, your palms are facing forward because it's just a regular chest press. Little turn at the top. So now we've done 5. We're going to do another 5. And when we turn at the top, we're going to have our weights touch each other. Touch at the top, open, lower. Press up, turn and touch. You have 3 more. Again, it's all about working these exercises differently. Just to kind of say, oh, what's she doing now? Ooh, she crazy girl. Okay, meet me at the top. Your palms are facing. We're going to do 1 fly. So you open up wide. Make sure you have space. And do 5 in total. And then meet me at the top. You got your butt down on the floor and your legs are bent. Once you've done those 5, meet me at the top. Now, we're going to do, your hands are shoulder width apart. We're going to do an extension. So lower one arm at a time. So the weight touches the shoulder, tricep extension, and then do one on the opposite side. So like we alternated with our shoulder press, we're alternating with our tricep extension. No movement between that elbow and shoulder. That's got to stay solid, rock solid. Loose grip. Okay, hold them both up. Do them both together for 5. Don't swing up to get back up. You got to move the weight. No momentum. It's only 5. We got this. Okay, hold the arms up. Now we're going to start again. So open out, do a press. Come back up, turn your hands to face, let the weights touch. Do a fly. Bring them back together. Do one extension first. Then switch and do the other arm. And then do one both together. Come back. Do one press. Let the weights touch. One fly. And one extension on each arm. And then one both together. And let's do that again. A press with a turn and touch at the top. A fly. Extension with the right arm. Extension with the left. Both together. You have 2 more rounds of this. Press. Fly. Extension. Other arm. Both together. Last round. Press. Fly. Extension, one arm only. Switch it. Now do both. Okay, how awesome was that? Put those weights down. We're going to work our core a little bit. We're going to do some stretches and then we are done. So start out sitting with your heels in the corners of your mat. Bring your arms to the inside. You're just going to C-curve the spine and roll it down nice and slowly. The only difference is that right now our legs have a bend in them. Now take the arms all the way back behind you. Reach. Keep the legs bent. Bring the arms forward. Let the head come up. Tuck your chin. Roll up with your legs bent and dive through them. Nice. Keep your feet flexed. Come back. C-curve the spine. Come down slowly. Take the arms all the way back. Bring the arms forward. Lift your head. Tuck your chin. Roll it up. Dive it forward. And again. C-curve down. Try to go even slower this time. Don't be in a hurry. Work this belly down. Take it back. Lift back up. Now we're going to dive it forward. This time your legs are straight. You're going to hang out here in this little stretch while you breathe. Try to get the forearms on the floor. So take big enough breaths that you can feel your back expand. in your ribs. Okay, roll it up. We're going to come up onto our toes. We are not done yet. Do not get excited. We're going to do a little bit of core and legs combined, but with no weights. So go to a straight leg and meet me in a full forward fold. We get some good blood flow to our face here. One hand at a time above the knee and come back up to standing. So we're going to ease this into our stretching. So we're going to start with your feet pretty far apart and get nice and high on the toes on your back foot. Bring your hands to heart. Fold forward with your upper body, keeping your spine from rounding. So think of the best posture, proud chest, long spine you can find. Now, once you think you're about halfway down with your upper body, I want you to rotate the shoulders to the left, making it a little challenging for that left leg. A lot of weights going in there. Come back square and just rotate 4 more times. So go as far as you can with that upper body pretty low. It's only 5 total, so you're halfway. Okay, so come back with your shoulders square. Try to lower your torso a little further and try to get a little higher on the toes on the back foot. Now, to make this more challenging, if you're ready, both arms are going to push forward. Hold this. A lot of work for that left leg. 5, 4, reach your arms even longer. 3, get off that back foot as much as you can. 2, and 1. Knees above, hands above your knee. Now bend your front leg. So the reprieve is that we've got our hands on that side. Just hold here for a sec. Your knee is bent in the front. Come back up with your shoulders. Oh my goodness. Step in, switch sides. So we start out with a straight leg in the front, nice and high on the toes on the back. Come on down, hands to heart. Once you get down, go parallel to the floor. Rotate, opening to face the right side of your room, and then come back. Whoops, and don't do that. So if you lose your balance, you just have to open your feet a little bit more. We're only doing 5 of these. Hopefully you're feeling it in your glute and hamstring. It's a great exercise, but it's also challenging your balance. Okay, come back, lower the globe a little more, reach the arms forward. Not a lot of weight on that back foot. Hands above your knees. Now bend your front leg. So think about loading 80% into that front leg. So really your back foot's just there to balance. Now bring the arms forward again. 5, keep the leg bent. 4, 3, 2, come on back up. Woo. Okay, feet are hip width apart. Actually, let's turn and face the right side of the room. Spread the legs really far apart. Really, really, really far. Hands on your waist, fold halfway down. Hold this with the belly in. Come back up. And do it again. Back down. Back up. Now, take the hands off the hips and just kind of let your fingers just barely touch your hips. Okay, and squeeze your elbows together. Fold down. A lot of work for your upper back. Come back up. And do it 2 more times. This is a great posture builder. 1 more. Now release the arms out off the mat. So you're really reaching. This is sort of like cantilever. So you're pulling the hips backwards and reaching the hands forward. You can separate those feet a little further if you want. Stretching out the lats. Should feel good. Don't drop the face. You just want to keep those ears by the arms. Maybe inch those fingers a little further out with the fingertips only on the floor. Isometrically pulling them towards the body. Take a few breaths. Now bring the hands back into the center of your mat. Let the head go. Let your upper back round. So just unweight your torso. So your hands are on the floor, but they're not really taking away any of the weight. I really want you to have that sort of dangling feeling. Stay here for a few more breaths. Really puff out the back. Okay, little stretch here. We're going to take both hands over to that left foot. Look at your left knee with your face. Keep both of your legs straight while you breathe. You can wiggle those hips a little bit to change up the angle. Kind of explore. I think that's a good word. When we do these stretches, just kind of like explore with what you can do and what you can get out of it. Okay, let's go over to the other side. Both hands on the right foot, your face looking at your right knee with your legs straight. Okay, bring your hands back center. You're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. We're going to walk our feet in a little bit. We're going to try to squat down low with your toes out. So just lower your butt. Now, if you want to, I'll turn and face forward because it's easier to see. You can use your arms to push into your inner thighs. So you get a little stretch. This is really, no, this is definitely a squat. It is so good for us. Okay, and when we want to come out of it, we just take the arms back by our booty and sit it back. Extend the legs all the way out in front. You're now in staff pose. Flex the feet. Let's bring the arms out in front. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. We're just going to hold this. Because if your spine is long and your arms are long, this is a lot of work for the core. So just hold here. You're sitting up as tall as you can, trying to lift from the top of the head. Arms are going straight up and they're nice and long. Now we're going to dive forward. We're going to round the back. We're going to let everything hit the floor. So forearms are down. Head is hanging. Just kind of enjoy this big, huge stretch. You got to breathe. Okay, sit it back up. Now you're going to C-curve the spine all the way down. C-curve it down. And we're just going to stretch out our hamstrings a little bit. So right knee comes into the chest. And if you want to use a towel, grab a towel. Or 2 fingers around your big toe. Let's get the legs straight. Doesn't need to be positioned in a certain spot, but I would like it straight. So if that's easy for you, then begin to move it back as you push the heel upward. Foot's flexed. Nice. Now release that. We'll do the same on the opposite side. I know we're out of time, but we're going to do this leg so we don't walk around crooked. Left leg, get it straight. Push up from the heel and move it back. Okay, bring that knee into the chest. Bring the other one in. Give yourself a little hug with those knees, maybe a circle, whatever feels good for your back. Go the other way. Rock and roll back, forwards, all the way up on the toes. Meet me in a full forward fold. Now we're going to inhale to a flat back and do a nice slow swan dive all the way back up with your legs straight. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. And we are done. Woohoo! Good job. Good job.